This is the, these are the flowers from the green catalpa tree. And the green catalpa tree is behind you. They look like little orchids, those flowers. And they sit above the branches. They have a wonderful, here we go, there they are. So they're sitting up on top of the branches as opposed to hanging down the way lilac flowers do. And they've just bloomed this week. And we also have a golden catalpa. This is the green catalpa. And it is the tree that was planted when the garden opened in 1975. It has a wonderful smell. My name is Vanessa Hart, and I'm one of the VanDusen walking guides. We're all volunteers. We have volunteer guides offering tours of the garden every day of the week, usually in the afternoons. Wednesdays we have guides in the morning. We also have guides on Saturday and Sunday, and we also have guiding tours that are on golf carts, so people with disabilities and difficulty walking can tour the garden via cart. Hi there. Okay, so VanDusen Botanical Garden is a garden 55 acres, and it is open every day of the year except Christmas Day. We have this in the last year. We have opened a new visitor center, and the new visitor center, the emphasis has been on using local products for construction and also on conservation of both heat and water. It's a building that has a unique design to it, something the shape of an orchid flower. It's a little history of the garden. The garden was, the area here was originally a golf course, and it was owned by the Canadian Pacific Railway, the lands. They rented it to a golf club, and the golf club had a 60-year lease. At the end of that time, the property taxes had gone up, and the land itself was much more valuable than it had been originally, and the CP was wanting to sell it to condominium developer. The people of Vancouver were quite upset with that. They were not happy. The city did not give the developers permits to build any condominiums. So there's a lot of discussion, a lot of collaboration, and a lot of working together for a period of several years. Eventually, the Canadian Pacific dropped their price so that the provincial government could buy part, the city of Vancouver could contribute labor, and a new foundation that was set up by Mr. VanDusen contributed part of the money as well. So from there, this VanDusen garden was developed, and it opened in 1975. So it's a young garden, but it is a beautiful garden. It's a botanical garden, meaning there are areas that have show pretty flowers to look at, and then there are also botanical collections of flowers. It's a garden that's easily accessible. for walking or for people in wheelchairs. It is changing all the time, so any season is a great season to come and visit. You'll be seeing some things flowering almost year-round. At VanDusen, we have 9 gardeners, and we have 9 gardeners, but one of them is the head gardener, so he is not working in the garden. Another looks after the propagation of plants, so he's not really actively working in the garden. So each gardener has a huge area to look after. And that's the reason why it is so much more inexpensive to come to VanDusen. But Bushard is a show garden. It is beautiful, and it's designed to be beautiful. VanDusen is a botanical garden, so there are areas where we have plants that are there not because they're particularly beautiful, but because they're different and they could be endangered plants. So it's a slightly different philosophy. I think that this garden, every summer, we have a different sculpture type display and sculptures in the garden. And so every summer there is something different to look at, not just the plant material, but all of the sculptures that are in the garden, and they are beautiful. And they fit very well in their surroundings. It's very inexpensive to come to this garden, in part because people of Vancouver's tax dollars are also supporting the running of this garden. The building is basically paid for, so there's no extra cost. We have architectural groups that come through to look at this building. We have construction groups that come through. There's a lot to see here, from the building to the garden to the sculptures to the cafe. Incidentally, the food is excellent at the cafe, better than you will find in most public attractions. Okay, so I'd like to say something about the tours. The tours that we offer are, as I've mentioned earlier, are every day of the week, and these tours are free, and basically they are geared to the group that are asking for the tour. So the visitors, we can do 1-hour tours, 45 minutes, an hour and a half. We can focus on the flowers in the garden, or we can focus on the trees. The tour guides have been trained to work with the visitors and to show them what they would like to see. And also we can talk about conservation and the fact that we don't use any fertilizers or sprays on the plants. So the tours can give you some history, and they can also answer questions about the plant material that's in the garden. Okay. We have there is a large education program at VanDusen. Some is aimed to the children, and we have many adult courses that are offered throughout the year. Some of these are 2 hours, some of them a full day, some would be a series. So 1 day a week. We have yoga classes in the garden. We have many ways of showing you the importance of nature and showing you how, making it more interesting. I would say that VanDusen is one of the best gardens, especially on the West Coast. I think there are several across North America, but this is certainly one that's easily accessible and can be seen and thoroughly enjoyed in a couple of hours, 3 or 4 hours.
So,
Well, what I do is, besides guiding visitors, I also do the plant display on the outside wall coming in. So we like to get different varieties of flowers and grasses and plants to show the visitors what's interesting. So I'm just writing down all the names of the grasses today. There we are. I love it. I love the grasses right now. They have seasons where they don't look very good, but they're very lovely now to the fall. And then they start to turn golden, some of them. They're beautiful. Yeah, 20 years.
you?
Yes.
Wow.
I did school programs, I guided, I do the plant display. It's a beautiful place to be. The volunteers, and I don't know the total. There's 6 of us that do the plant display, only 6. And there's, I guess, maybe over 100 guides that do visitors guiding. And then there's people that do all kinds of other things in the garden, volunteer work. Dry flower arrangements, and they grow their own plants, and then they're cutting them down and drying them, making wreaths and things to sell to raise money.
You might tell me your name again?
Dorothy. Butcher Gardens is just a show garden. It's beautiful. It's a show garden. We're a botanical garden. Very different. Very natural.